Hi everyone. So the vision I had today when I asked for guidance, excuse me, for our highest good was I saw you really wanting to be in a place where you are like not surrounded by like a lot of people or like only like a selected few. So in order to like kind of like protect your energy, and you end up like finding this place. However, what you also found there was like then like you start seeing like a lot of people like turning up, and to be honest, like I really felt like a part of you going like, oh my god, like being like really happy, that wow. So like there's like so many people. So like there is like a part of you that like really longs for being in the community. However, at the same time, like that other part of you surfaced and like suppressed this part of you that was really longing for a community, in order to protect itself. Like it was just like concerned and like kind of was in like a fearful space, of not feeling safe in the presence of others, in order to protect itself. So that's how I felt. So I felt like two parts of you, one that like really longs like, and that's the part that has been suppressed, that really longs to be in a community. It like makes this part like sing and dance, being in the presence of other people. But then there's like another part that's like fearful, and it's trying to take care of like your whole being, being in this physical reality. So I asked, I was like, okay, like, so if we are in the situation, like our guides team, like guide us, okay, like how can we make like most of this situation? And then I was guided towards like a certain few steps, that we can take to make most of the situation. And all through this video, I'm going to share with you like all those steps. Yeah, so there are like a few steps, and it's important. Like the first one, like, so if you are like still watching this video, and if you're resonating with this, like the if you can resonate with these two parts of yourself, then I would like really encourage you to like either pause this video right now, or like just like close your eyes right now and connect to this part of you that was like trying to surface once but was suppressed, that like really longs for like a community, to be a part of something. And like just say to this part of you that, hey, like I feel you, I hear you, I see you, and I understand you, and I love you as you are. So it's important, like that's the first step. Like it's important for us to really make sure that we are seeing like each and every part of ourselves is feeling seen, heard, and understood. And similarly, if you can do the like close your eyes again and do the same exercise for the other part of you, that is actually dominant right now, which is trying to protect like your whole being, and from like the presence of others, in whichever way like the presence of others makes you feel right now, which in whichever phase you are right now. And you see this part of yourself that is trying to protect you, and you just say to it that, hey, like I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I understand, and I love you as you are. Like I see like how you're trying to make me feel safe in this physical reality. So I see you, I hear you. So like that's basically the first step that our guides team is guiding, that it's important for us to acknowledge like the parts that are surfacing, the parts that are being suppressed. Like they need acknowledgement, because they are both valid. Like there's like the part that wants to be in a community, that is valid, because that is who you are actually at the soul level. And like being in a physical reality, like that is like one of the most basic necessity, is like connection with other people. And at the same time also feeling safe in physical reality is like a necessity as well. So like both of these parts of you, like one wants you to feel that that belonging, to be in connection, and the other part wants you to feel safe in this physical reality. So like both of these parts that are surfacing right now, they are both really valid, right? And so that's that. And I also felt that, so you know how like you basically wanted like this part of you that wants you to feel safe, like wanted you to be in a space where like there's no one around, but it felt as if like life is actually making you be in a space where like there's a lot of people, right? So like life is making you face this situation. And what I felt was that there is like a judgment about facing about this situation in life, and our guides team say that it's important for us to release the judgment for us being in this situation, because this being in this situation of like not wanting to connect, but we are being like put with like a lot of people around, like we have some, but in whichever way it shows up in your reality. So it's important for us to release the judgment, because yes, like the reality is, it does sting, like situations like this when a part of you really wants to do something and the other part of you doesn't want to do something, but then you are like put in a situation where like it goes against one part. So there can be like some kind of irritation or helplessness about the situation, right? And in that moment we judge the situation, that okay, like why am I why is it happening with me, like why am I have to like go to this like social gathering or whatever it is in the situation. So we can like end up like judging the situation, and it's very valid as well, being in a physical reality, because they do sting, right? Like these things do make us feel uncomfortable. So it's important for us to like really accept the fact that that yes, like in a physical reality it does make us feel uncomfortable, but at the same time we like at soul level, like whether you believe it or not, like a lot of people say that it feels like spiritual bypassing, that this is something that we like planned it for ourselves before we came into this lifetime. And to be honest, like, so there is like a knowing, there's a thing called knowing and there's a thing called belief, right? And it's important that it is my knowing, like it's not like a belief that I have, because I try not to be in a state of being of having beliefs, although I'm sure I have like many. But it is a knowing that yes, like this is true, like before we came into this lifetime we did plan our life events so that we can have like certain experiences. And like this experience, yes, there is like there is something for us there in this experience. Yeah, so for example, like in this particular experience, what's in there for you is like your soul like really longs, like that's who you are at soul level. You are like a someone who like loves, like that is who you are, like being like connected to people. But like there are certain things that are coming in the way, and in this lifetime you wanted to work to like overcome those things so you can be who you truly are. And in order to be who we truly are, it's important for us to actually know ourselves, right? And being around people is a really good way to connect with different parts of ourselves, and I can explain like how. So let's say that you are in a gathering or wherever you are, and you come across this person who is acting, who's feeling really like, who's being really rude to you, and you immediately feel like that part of you, like you know how that like a part of you gets like really scared of like that person's reaction. So this is like the further part of the guidance, that it's important for us to utilize this opportunity, like it's encouraged, like you don't have to, but it is highly encouraged. And also there is like so much time, we have multiple lifetimes to work on these things, so there's no pressure like if you are not ready yet. But if you are being put in the situation where you have no option, then like this is the way you can like deal with it. So yeah, so every person that we come across with, right, like they are actually a reflection of a part of us that we have suppressed. And then you'll be like, oh my god, like, so this rude person that I'm encountering, like, is this like a part of me? What? Yes. So this is a so this, so we like do not even realize like how, like, in so many moments we can be like rude to ourselves, right? We don't even realize like we can be rude to our different parts of ourselves. So when you come across a person who is like really rude to you, that is an indication that there is a part of you that is rude to itself, like to different parts of self. So in that moment, like how this person is making you feel, like we are actually making us feel ourselves. So in that moment, there are two things we can do that can help us in that situation. And this is just one example of like how we encounter different people, right? So one, it's important, one thing what we can do is, sorry, there's like so much information coming in that I'm trying to see like, okay, which one to go first. So one really important thing is that in that moment, the feelings that you are having of this person being rude to you, like not to try and suppress those feelings, but just like being there with those feelings yourself, like allowing yourself. I can feel like how uncomfortable that it would be. Or like if you feel like in that moment it's not possible, like they're like other people and you don't want to, like we live in a society where like I understand like how these feelings are not appreciated. Then like you can basically just take like a mental note, okay, like I remember this feeling, like this is how I felt in this moment. And later sometime when you get a chance, you can like connect to this feeling, this part of you that felt so scared, and like how this part really felt when this person was being rude to you. And you can just connect to this part and say that, hey, like I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I'm really sorry if I have been making you feel this way. Like I'm really sorry, and I love you as you are, and I don't want you to change. I just want you to be like this. I love you as you are, and we will be okay together. So that's one part of how you make yourself feel better for in that situation. The other part is, it's important for us to really acknowledge that the other person that is being rude to us, like they are on their journey of consciousness, right? And they are at a stage where they are like going through certain things that they are like that. So it's important for you to in that moment say that, hey, like I like from now, or you didn't have to know that from now, but you could just say to them that, hey, like I don't allow anyone to speak to me like this, right? And that's it. But at the same time, like this is coming out of like a true understanding of like not like being angry at this person, but being really understanding that in their life journey, like they are at a consciousness where they are like being like they are on their own journey. And probably like multiple lifetimes back I was in that stage as well. So releasing the judgment for this person as well, because remember how like each person that we encounter, like they are like a reflection of ourselves. So in this moment, like what you are really doing is, in this moment what you're really doing is you're releasing judgment for the part of yourself that was actually rude to itself, right? So I hope you can see like how, just like with this example, like in this whole video right now, we connected to four parts of you, right? So we connected to a part of you that wants to be in community. We connected to a part of you that is like wants to make you feel safe and therefore doesn't want to be in a part of like social gathering or community. And then we also met like a part of you that feels really scared when another like fourth part of you is like rude to it. So it's important for us to like release judgment for all of these parts of ourselves, and know that they are really valid based on the journey that they are on. Like like even within us, like each part of us can be like on a different journey of like of levels of consciousness. So just like accepting them as they are without judgment and with like loving acceptance, like all of these parts, and providing them what they really need in this moment, right? So in this way, like in this way, the initial part of you that is actually feeling feels unsafe being being in like social gathering would start feeling safe like gradually. So you don't have to like expose yourself like, but like I felt that you are being like just like given no option now, and B, because it felt like you might have been given like a lot of options earlier, but you probably might not have taken it, but now like universe is like no, like you are, I'm just like throwing you in this situation and you like you are going to deal with it, but know that I'm there for you, kind of thing. And like through like for example like this video or like other messages or other synchronicities, you will know that the universe is there for you in this situation. It always was, it always will be. So, so see how like one, we release judgment for each parts of ourselves and we accepted them as they are, authentically knowing that they are all valid. And secondly, we also release judgment for the situation that we are in, because um, because we know that it's actually happening for us, not to us. And having like, even if you don't have like full acceptance right now that oh my god, like really, like this is happening for me, like this is what I planned before coming into this lifetime to face, like even if you don't want to like fully accept it or believe it, like I definitely don't um, believe into like believing things, having belief about something, but you can just be like curious, like what if that is true, right? What if that is true? And that curiosity will help you like slowly feel safe with like that situation, kind of thing. Yeah, so basically, and like similarly, so see like how like interacting with this one person that is rude to you, like you connected with like two parts of you, right? A part of you that was scared and a part of you that was rude to itself, um, which we don't even realize when we are. So like this is like connecting with others, like that's why universe is actually kind of saying like now like you will be in this situation where you will be surrounded by people, and universe is doing it so that you can become aware of like different parts of yourself, so can you can reconnect with yourself, like the disconnection that you have with different parts of you, like, and you can utilize this opportunity. It's actually an opportunity, like you, if you release all the judgments for these parts, if you release all the judgment for the situation, you will know that actually you are like through this situation knowing yourself better, reconnecting with yourself, and that is what you wanted to experience in this physical reality, like that is what you plan at soul level. So see how by through different people, knowing different parts of yourself, and then like really living your life, being connected and living those parts of yourself, right? What that really does energetically is, so you know how like we have like an energetic body beyond our physical body as well. So it's like, so you know how like we have thoughts, but the thoughts are not visible through like through our physical eyes. It doesn't mean that thoughts do not exist. Similarly, we have like our energetic body as well, and this energetic body has like layers, like multiple layers. So the outermost layer, like it's called the seventh layer. What knowing ourselves and living fully as those parts of ourselves, what it does is it strengthens that outermost layer. And the more that layer gets strengthened, the more it's easier for us to naturally feel safe even when we are surrounded by like a million people around us, right? So what we are doing through this is we are really knowing ourselves through others. And so this is all inner work, right? What we are knowing ourselves through other people, and then we are really living like with those parts, as those parts. So when we are living like as like being fully ourselves, like being fully reconnected to ourselves, we are strengthening this like outermost layer naturally, and that helps us be in like our own energy rather than getting influenced or affected by like other people's energy. Because like your part that wants you to make feel safe, that is actually really valid, it's right. Like I, like when I felt your energy, like it felt like it felt like I could feel it in my heart and in my, like, just like above navel tummy. Like it felt really heavy, and it felt like needles. So that part of you is right. Like it does feel like really unsafe being in, but being in like the presence of other people, and that will reduce once you start knowing yourself more, through different ways, by being curious about your curiosities, by accept allowing you to be curious, by being around people and doing this inner work of knowing yourself through other people, and really living that as those parts of you. Yeah, so this is what came up guidance. I hope this was useful for you. Thank you.